Hey y'all already know when your girl Kelly J coming through, you know I'm coming through with some info and some tea for you.
Every time I think about the time I wasted.
My name is Jindy Blunt. I'm an independent consultant with Paparazzi Accessories, and I.
Hey, so my name is Tad. I've got some advice for you really quick, right? So I've been running movie theaters since 1988.
And I'm stripping. No, I'm playing. I'm like, the only thing is that the only
I'm gonna make a song called Just for Jenny.
Jesus loves me. Oh, yes, he does. Jesus loves me. Oh, yes, he does. Jesus loves me. Oh, yes, he does. Cause y'all, he created Daddy Bob's catfish. And that fish is heaven on earth. Heaven on earth. Anyway, y'all, it's heaven on earth. If y'all are in the Garland area or y'all don't mind driving to Garland, hit up Daddy Bob's. You know your girl Kelly J sent you. Wait. Y'all look how thick that. Look. Whole catfish fillet. Wait. Let me show y'all the meat. Oh, baby. Them know your girl Kelly J sent you. Wait. Y'all look how thick that. Look. Whole catfish fillet. Wait. Let me show y'all the meat. Oh, baby. What up, y'all? It's your girl Kelly J, and we are back. We are back with another episode of Kelly J TV. Now, y'all, today we definitely have a different topic of what we've been talking about. As y'all know, last month we were all on mental health. We talked on mental health, and guess what, guys? We're gonna continue to talk on mental health. So if you guys are interested in being on the Kelly J TV show, definitely email us at kellyjtv@gmail.com and let us know about you being on here. Share with us your story, and you can definitely be on here. We have so many things in store. I don't even know where to start. Let's see, where should we start first? So number one, we have ad space, guys. So if you're a business owner, or you're a business owner organization, and you're just trying to get your business out more, contact me, because just like with Daddy Bob's, you could be in that spot too. What else? We have our After Dark show coming soon. Right now, we currently have our topic of there's two sides to every story. So if you and your ex have a story and y'all want to share it, hit your girl up. Spill the tea with me, okay? Let's really see what the real tea was, okay? Let's see. Oh, and last but not least, because I'm trying to make sure I get all the announcements all out the way before we get started, child, okay? Raffle. So I teamed up with my dad. Shout out to my daddy. And we're gonna be doing a raffle of a German chocolate cake and a five flavor pound cake. The raffle entry is $5. You can enter as many times as you would like, as long as you pay your $5. And y'all, I am losing my voice, so please bear with me. I decided to go to the dang on Mavs game, and I screamed my lungs out. So y'all may hear my voice go in and out, and if y'all do, I'm sorry. What else? I feel like I need to tell y'all something else. Let's see. Oh, real quick, the lips. Y'all see, I told y'all, Adrian lipstick really do be popping. That's all I'm gonna say on that. But y'all, today we do have a special guest, Miss Brittany Lambert. She is the owner of the Double Bottom Line, where she's gonna talk with us on being. Well, we're gonna have a topic today about knowing your worth, and it's the imposter syndrome. So she's gonna come up. She's gonna tell us all about the imposter syndrome, and we're gonna learn some things today. Y'all know how I like it. I like when people come on my show and we can learn some stuff because we're never too old to learn anything. I felt like a little should have just zoomed by right then and there. Maybe it's just my little crazy self. But y'all definitely make sure y'all are commenting, asking y'all questions throughout the show. Y'all already know you comment. It will show up on the screen. And I thank everybody who has supported me through this journey. Y'all keep supporting. We're on our way up. I told someone today my goal for my birthday, which is in August, okay? Y'all remember, August 2nd is Kelly J birthday. So y'all make sure y'all get to Cash App for me all the way up until then, because I take gifts all year long. But anyway, make sure. Well, no, my goal is for my birthday is to be able to have a billboard with Kelly J TV. So Dallas, y'all stay tuned. We trying to put it on the map with Kelly J TV. But y'all, without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and bring up Miss Brittany Lambert, you guys, the owner of the Double Bottom Line. Hello, my love. How are you?
Hello, how are you? I love the energy. Let me just start there. Okay. I'm feeling the vibes and the energy, and I love it.
Listen, it's the vibes for me. That's what
Yes,
I'm told
ma'am.
all the time, all the time. So, Brittany, welcome to Kelly J TV. Thank you for coming on. I know we were supposed to be in person, but as you can see, Chad, these allergies are killing me. But
Same,
yeah,
same. But we're
thank
gonna
you.
push through.
We are, Chad. We really gonna push through. And without further ado, you are the owner of the Double Bottom Line. But before we go any further, tell my people about you, where you're from, and about your business as well.
Okay. Well, thank you again. I'm so grateful to be on your show. Again, the vibes and the energy is just amazing. And I just love being able to kind of share what I do. So, again, my name is Brittany Lambert. I'm the founder and the CEO of the Double Bottom Line, and TDBL for short. And a little bit about me, I'm originally from Chicago, Chi-Town, stand up if y'all watching. Mm-hmm. And I've been in Dallas for about 3 years now, and I love Dallas, but Chicago is my home. All my friends and family, mostly everybody that I know from growing up is back in Chicago. So again, Chi-Town stand up. Beyond that, I've been in nonprofits and workforce development, really since 2006. And that's really why I started my business, to really be able to bring a lot of the knowledge and tools and resources that I've learned over the years, helping learning adults in workforce development to achieve their goals. So again, I've been doing workforce development since about 2006. And I've been helping people in diverse communities really being able to find and retain thrivable opportunities, livable and thrivable wage jobs, and helping people really create their career path, not just looking for the next job and the next job, but really helping our community with their career path and setting them up for jobs a career that not only will change their lives, but the trajectory of their families' lives. So that's what I'm passionate about. And I've been doing that for a while and I just love it.
Oh wow! So with you doing, I mean, first off, commending you for that, because I've done resume writing. That alone is a headache. And when you got people who want you to fully create them one out of thin air, that is the headache of them all. It's like you want me to take and rebuild. And
Yeah.
I think with you launching your e-courses, this will really teach people um the skill base of writing a resume, updating a resume, getting, how your social media pages should look for especially when it comes to LinkedIn. Everybody knows LinkedIn is
Yes.
like the hottest, you know, you want to get a job, go on LinkedIn, and your profile speaks volumes about who you are. If you're on LinkedIn and you're smoking and you're doing whatever, they're not gonna want to hire you.
Right. Right.
You know, so definitely, listen. You let me know when these e-courses come out, because I got a couple of people who I could definitely send this to, who need some help with everything. And then for you to do the pitches. Now, what I can say when it comes to the pitches, how do you help someone prepare for a pitch? Because I've done my pitches before, baby. That was like having a heart attack trying to do a pitch. And you have some people who will take a pitch for 15 seconds or 30 seconds, and you got to be able to capture them. And if not, lose that interest. So what advice could you give to someone who has maybe coming up with some pitches that they're going to be doing soon? Share with the people some pitches that, you know, some things that they can, you know, really put into place to really help them nail that job.
Yeah, so the pitch is really important. And when people think of pitches, so it kind of originated from, you know, really an elevator pitch, being in the elevator with your boss and overhearing them say something and you being, you know, articulate and confident enough to put yourself in a position to, you know, have a conversation about that job or that opportunity. So being able to, one, articulate your value is the most important and the most difficult thing to do. Period. Regardless if it's 15 seconds, in 5 minutes, in 30 minutes, in 100 years. It is I've worked with thousands of people at this point, and the most difficult thing for them to do, and myself included, is to articulate your value. What can you bring to the table? And that's why it's so important to have a professional and a personal pitch kind of ready to go. Right? That if someone asks you, what's your name? Oh, my name Kelly, right? Your pitch you should be able to read it off just as easily. With that being said, it's going to be important though, to make sure that you're tailoring your pitch, right? And then making sure that you're able to actively listen to the person that you're talking to, or being able to take the context clues, whether it's in a literal elevator, whether it's in an interview, whether it's, you know, on the job, whether it's a personal friend, being able to actively listen to the person that you're talking to and take that information in real time and translate your value in a way that makes sense to them, right? A lot of times people forget that we have different communication styles. So your communication style might be different from mine. So being mindful of these things and being able to interpret what someone is saying, again, it don't matter where you at, job interview, don't matter. In you know, a personal relationship, being able to take what's being said, knowing what your value is and what you bring to the table, and in real time, marry those two, put those two together and spit it out quickly. So it's not something that most people just know how to do. It's hard, it's difficult. Just like you said with your resume, being able to take your skills, right, and articulate, okay, if I was a cashier at Chick-fil-A, okay, I took money, I made orders. No, you was actually, you know, able to balance money. You were able to provide excellent customer service. You were able to project manage certain things. You also train folks, right? People, it's hard for us to figure out how to articulate our value, but that's why the pitch is important, because at the end of the day, at least you have something to fall back on that you can articulate your value.
Okay, so we do have a question. So let's see. So we already have a welcome. So people are welcoming you. And then Miss Kelly also wanted to know, do you have a chapter in Chicago? And did you relocate everything to Dallas?
Yeah, so with my business, I do everything remotely, which is great. So I can do my work wherever, and I have clients all around. In Chicago, I have experience with nonprofits that I've actually created a whole career center for nonprofits. So I do have a lot of connections. If you're in Chicago and you're looking for someone or an organization or anything like that that does what I do, I can definitely connect you. But yeah, everything I do is remote. So
listen, remote be the best.
listen.
Pitch is awesome. Yes, elevator pitches are awesome. I actually love a good elevator pitch, because I don't know if it's the adrenaline rush, but you definitely have to, and also one thing I've learned with the pitches is you have, like you said, cater them to the person you're talking to. So like, let's say
Yes.
you are on mental health. I would cater my pitch around mental health. Now, I'm not going to come to you and be like, Kelly J TV, or, telling you what else I do outside of me being a mental health advocate and me letting you know where I stand within the mental health field. So for those who,
Exactly.
that's a little tidbit for those who just didn't understand, or I wanted to break it down and give you just a good scenario of how to keep it to the person that you're talking to. Don't talk about
Yes.
other things that isn't related to them, because at the end of the day, they gonna lose interest, and then
Yeah.
you'll probably end up losing them as a potential client, or an employer, or whatever the case may be.
Right. And the pitch also comes into play in the job interview. What's the very first question you get in every single job interview?
Tell me about yourself.
Tell me a little bit about yourself, right? That's the scariest question. Like, what am I supposed to tell you? I like long walks on the beach. I like Chinese food, right? No, that's not what they want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
They want to hear, what are your skills and abilities that pertain to this particular role, this
Right.
particular company?
Right.
And that's the same thing that you need to do. Like you said, when, again, it's so helpful to have something to fall back on, regardless if it's personal, professional. So that's why it's important to have a pitch and to flex it. You don't just have it and throw it away. You keep tailoring it. You just like your resume. A lot of people don't know that. You really should be tailoring your resume to each specific job that you're applying to. So that's why, again, the e-courses that I have, because I'll be honest with y'all, career coaching is not cheap, right? And it's a shame because a lot of, again, our communities are impacted by that. A lot of people in our communities can't go and pay $1,000 for a professional resume and a LinkedIn and career coaching and someone to help them with the interview and someone to help them with their trajectory and someone to help them to navigate the workspace or the corporate environment or promotions. It's expensive. And I just think that disproportionately, not that I think I know, disproportionately, our communities are affected because we don't have access. So that's why I wanted to really just conjugate all my experience and knowledge in this field and industry and be able to provide courses where I can really empower people to do and be their own career coach, right? And be able to do things on their own in terms of DIY resume writing, how to build a strong, successful LinkedIn page and network, and use LinkedIn and leverage LinkedIn as for job search.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really what I just like to do. It's a shame a lot of us are getting, we don't have access to things that others do.
Say that again. So
Yes,
with that being said, that does bring me into our topic of today, and that, knowing your worth. And we spoke on it, and you told me it's something called an imposter syndrome. So, I do you want to let the people know about it? Because see, I'm sitting there learning about it today. I'm having to sit here and really ask myself, have I had this syndrome? And so basically, what the Webster defined it as, and it is loosely defined as doubting your abilities and feeling like a fraud. It disproportionately affects high achieving people who find it difficult to accept their accomplishment. Also, high achieving people who also believe others are also high achieving, causing the feeling of not being good enough. This is not connected to self esteem or self worth. Now, let me ask.
Now that's the part.
Yeah, look, because you see where I'm fixing to go with it. Because
yeah,
when I think about, if we're gonna talk on knowing your worth, with this imposter syndrome, you would have to me, this would come within your self-esteem. This would come within your self-worth. So to know that this has nothing to do with that, I have started to question myself and just say, is it just you were scared? Like, I'll tell anybody, I'm actually afraid of my success. I know what I could go if I just really push myself. I know what I can do. I know the connections I've made. So this is just, but then it makes me say, am I worth it? You get what I'm saying?
Right. Or do you deserve it?
Exactly. Even? That. And it's like, if I deserve it, then and I don't feel that I'm deserving it, then why isn't this connected to the self-esteem or the self-worth? Because all of this to me, it will tie into it. And to know that it doesn't. So I'm gonna let you break it down. Because I ain't gonna lie, in a sense, I kind of do feel as though, I've had this syndrome for a while.
Listen, and that's why I wanted to talk about it, because honestly, listen, I'm a career coach, a financial coach. I'm working on my life coach certification. I've helped hundreds and thousands at this point of people over the course of my career build self-confidence, achieve their goals. And this is something that I am dealing with right now here, sitting with you today. And that's why I wanted to talk about it. And really, it's something I've taught on, and I still have a challenge with it. So I thought it would be good to talk about it. And that's really the best way to start combating that imposter syndrome, is being really open and honest, one with yourself and with others, because you see like, oh, I'm not the only one. It's not just me. Oh, you feel the same way? Well, how are you dealing with it? What are some techniques that you use? So let me back up. I'm going to, kind of reiterate what you already said about imposter syndrome, really feeling like a fraud, feeling like your achievements are not directly correlated to your work, to your output. Feeling like, oh, it was a sham, or it was just a stroke of luck, or I was just at the right place at the right time, or, oh, really, I really didn't do too much. It was already set up. I was just there, we have 1,001 reasons why our success isn't attributed to us. And like you said, it's interesting because it's not directly tied to our self-confidence or our self-worth. It's literally affected by, especially people who are high achievers, achieving goals. And the reason that it's not tied to our self-esteem or our self-worth is because it's tied to, all right, well, say for example, I want to start a YouTube channel, right? And I'm looking at you, Kelly, and I'm like, dang, Kelly got one already. She's been doing shows. She got this really cool, I was really impressed with this app that you're using. And you got the thing at the bottom and and I could be looking at you. I can't wait. Okay, I'm so impressed. And I could be looking at your achievements and me being like, okay, well, I've done a lot and I'm a high achiever. Well, Kelly must know something I don't know. She must be onto something that I don't know. She must have a skill or innate skill that I just can't tap into, as opposed to having these conversations. And then, like you said, I think I'm struggling with imposter syndrome as well, right? Yeah. So having these conversations lets people understand, like, okay, Kelly's using a certain set of skills, Brittany's using a certain set of skills. However, even though we're achieving, we're kind of comparing ourselves to each other in a way that's where we mess up at. And that's why it's not necessarily tied to our self-worth, because I feel very self-confident. I have a high self-worth and I feel like I know how to, articulate my value and I know what it is, right? But when I'm looking at you, right, as an example, and you're doing the things that I want to do, or you're able to achieve things that I haven't achieved, now I'm looking at myself funny. Now I'm looking at myself crazy, like, okay, well, what is it that I'm not doing right? What is it that Kelly knows that I don't know, right? And that's what imposter syndrome is. It's that feeling of, they must know something I don't know. I just kind of, so say I started this channel, right? And it's successful, right? To go along with this example, I start my YouTube channel and it's successful, right? And I'm like, oh yeah, no, I really just did it because Kelly and she gave me the play. I just was there, right? And I'm attributing my success to you, right? And that's what we tend to do. And when we're looking at imposter syndrome, and people as successful as Maya Angelou, she was quoted saying, I've run a game on everybody and they're gonna find me out, right? Like she literally felt like I'm a fraud. Like there's no way that I am experienced enough to be in these rooms. Yeah. This really shows up too, for example, and this is why I talk about it a lot in my career coaching, is because say you're changing industries or you're starting a new job, right? we have to be mindful, and not only be mindful, but we have to act on the fact that there are systemic issues, right? Racism, biases, not just in corporate, but in everywhere. And that's also going to attribute to this feeling, right? Because of systematic racism, classism, biases of all types, you're going to automatically feel as a person of color, especially walking or being in spaces that don't look like you, you're naturally going to feel this imposter syndrome and then some, right?
I had to sneeze, sorry.
God bless you. No, do what you got to do.
Look, I thought it was coming. I was like, wait, don't go. Yeah, real quick, y'all, before we go any further, I do want to say these allergies in Texas at this point, I think they're worse than any year. I've been here my whole life. This is probably the worst.
I've been here 3 years, never had an issue with a single allergy, never. Now Claritin and Benadryl and all this stuff. My poor baby, my poor child, she also has allergies too now. So I don't know what happens.
Once again, you already know I'm saying thank you for just bearing with me. So once again, thank you, and thank everybody who's on live who bears with me or whatnot. But I do want to touch on something you stated, because I like just hearing you talk. I've been a victim of imposter syndrome on both sides. So you mentioned how someone who contributes to someone else's success. Am I saying it right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You're viewing, the way you view it.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get it out. So, reason why I said this because one, I'm gonna I always speak from personal experiences, and anything that I talk on my show, they're personal experiences. I never mention anybody's names, but they're personal. So, I knew someone once who was trying to just let me know how I knew I got where I am today because of my hard work. I knew that. And I think that's when it comes into knowing your worth. So I'm going to give you guys 2 examples. So my first example is I knew my worth. I knew I had busted my butt. And I knew that by busting my butt, the return that I should get wasn't the return that I got. However, that person did not mind letting me know how I needed to go back and look at what they had done for me. And this is where I say it comes in of me knowing my worth with the whole imposter syndrome. Like I felt as though they looked at my situation and was as if they were like, you should really be thanking me for where you're at today. When they really didn't really know. I had been busting my butt. I've been busting my butt since 2007. And yeah, y'all just now seeing me again. But that's okay. It takes time to make perfection happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So
yes, queen.
Look, okay. So for him to say that to me, or her to say that to me, it was a shocker because and then I had to look back at what all I had done. So I took a step back. Sometimes y'all take that step back. You don't mind if you take it back. But I took a step back. And when I took that step back and I opened up my eyes, I got to look and I said, well, I did this. I worked for this to get this. So I began to ask myself, where do they feel that they have that much, the audacity, as people would say, is what came across my mind. The audacity that you think you have to tell me you're the one who contribute to my success. No. If anything, you gave knowledge, skill base, something that you would learn in corporate America. Because if that's the case, then I need to go back to Citibank, DPI Mobile, all the other jobs I've worked at for customer service. I need to go back to them and just shout them out and say, because of y'all is why I'm here today. And that's not the case. I earned what I
exactly.
Now my second scenario is I'm actually going to speak it from an imposter syndrome, the full on of being someone who sees someone who's doing good. And I've asked myself, why am I not on their level? Why have I not gotten there? Which then in turn made me feel depressed. which made me feel like I was worthless, which is why I was telling you, like, it's mind blowing that this has nothing to do with self-esteem or self-worth. But in that moment, when I'm looking at, and that's what I was doing, I'm comparing, okay, we got started at the same time, and although we're not in the same field, they taking off more than me, but why am I not taking, why is it taking me a little bit longer? And then I had to realize your vision and the way, and for those of you who don't believe in God, sorry, I'm a whole Christian believer, okay? What God has set out for you may not be what the other people have gotten, because I don't understand what they went through to get the blessings that they get now. Can we get an amen, somebody?
Amen on that.
Y'all know I go to church real quick.
Listen, I have to give you okay, because that's really what it's about.
That gave me chills, but we have to get to a point where we do stop. Because I'm gonna tell you now, the moment I stop looking at this person and that person and that person, trying to see what they doing, I realized looking at them, I couldn't even get my ish in order because I'm looking at what they doing.
Yes.
And the thing about looking at what somebody else doing is it's not for you. And
it's not for you.
That's not for you, and you focus on you. Guess what? You're gonna be sitting here live with Kelly J and Miss Brittany, and we're gonna be turning it up. You know, like
exactly.
In all honesty, you guys, it gets to a point where we have to stop looking at other people. We have to stop, and we have to say, this is where I'm at. Your bank account may not be as big as theirs. Their bank account may not be as big as yours. You got some people who got a galore of support and who will sit here and say, hey, I'm going to help fund your business. Here you go. Money. Every time you need it, money. And then you have some people who actually have to bust they butts just to get $5 from somebody or $10 from somebody or $20. Okay. So when I say, look, I feel like I know both sides of the imposter syndrome.
And like it's funny because you really hit the nail on the head with how do we, in a perfect chance, how do we combat these feelings, right? One is you take a mental Rolodex, and write it down. I'm a fan of writing down, especially if you're in corporate spaces in corporate America and you're going above and beyond at work and you're not feeling valued. Write it down. Write down all your accomplishments, right? Write down things that you feel you bring to the table that no matter what, I do this naturally, right? When it comes to this resume game, nothing. No, I feel very confident. Nobody can tell me nothing, right? When it comes to helping others, nobody can tell me nothing, right? When it comes to, me helping others achieve their goals or, I feel very confident in that, right? And I can write down, right? I can go back and list and see all of my accomplishments. So that's the second best way to combat this imposter syndrome and these feelings is going back and this positive reinforcement. Actually, you know what I'm saying? I actually did bring this to the table, like I said, at City, or you know what? It was actually me who, put in all of this work. And then the other thing that you mentioned, which was so on point, was around, we don't know what other people's situation is, right? And I could be looking at someone who's achieving, right? Like, again, I'm using this example with you, Kelly. I really don't want to start a YouTube channel, but if I do, I'm coming to you because what? But say I did want to start one, right? And I see you, right? And I don't know that you have a degree in this and you got this background in that and you have this training. I'm looking at you because you're like, okay, I'm putting it in, here's the link. I already, put in the typing and the font and it's pretty and, and it's easy to you. And I'm looking at you like, oh, I wouldn't even know where to start. I wouldn't even know where to begin. Right. And that's really what it is. Everybody's story is different. We're starting from different places. So I can't look at you and your achievements and be mad or feel away or even feel jealous or even feel down on myself about it because I don't know your situation. I don't know your background. And that's another way that we combat the imposter syndrome is the basic understanding that people have different starting points and different levels of skills and abilities. And that doesn't take away from yours. It's just finding yours and articulating that and being able to, confidently walk in that purpose.
Yep. And
you want to know really what else
to combat it is to be able to fully combat it in our community. And when I say our community, in order to combat it, if someone reaches out to you and say, hey, can you show me how to do this? I don't know if y'all were on here or if you're watching a replay, but if you need to rewind this, what she said, even though she was just saying, she was giving an example, I straight up told her, hit me up anytime.
Mm-hmm.
And if she was to hit me up and say, hey, Kelly, I want to start a YouTube channel, all right, girl, let's do it. And I'm going to help her get going.
Mm-hmm.
And if she said, hey, Kelly, I can't afford to pay you, girl, listen, we got so many ways you can pay. If you just took a time at him, guess what? If she told me she couldn't pay, I'm the type of person, I'd do it for free. Because guess what? My blessing in the end. See,
Yeah.
I honestly believe I do move, even in business, I move in a way that's pleasing to God. I really do. And it does hurt in the end because it hurts when I'm going through it, but the blessing of it in the end is the ultimate goal for me. But
Mm-hmm.
in order to combat this, we can't be so tight with knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
We can't, because trust, these people of other races, they out here making seminars, and they letting us come to these seminars.
Say what?
They let us come to these seminars for free, and they gonna give us just enough knowledge for them to let us know if you want to learn more, it's gonna be $19.99, and I'm talking about
Right.
$1,999. And if
Okay.
you book today, we'll take off $1,000. Y'all don't understand. I go to seminars all the time because I like the knowledge base of it all. And I have seen people, and I'm talking a room full of people, and I have seen these people get up and go pay this $1,000 for the
Mm-hmm.
same knowledge that, guess what, they could actually go somewhere else and get it for free once again.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a different part of it because guess what, not everybody gonna teach the same thing.
Again, why I do what I do in this space, because I got tired, and I've been in corporate America. I've been in corporate, nonprofits as well. I got so tired of seeing, seminars and trainings and even diversity trainings and, with people who didn't look like me and didn't have the same shared experiences as me. How are you going to teach me how to be more diverse, right? If you don't have that same lived experience. So it's so important to have. That. Oh, listen, I do a lot of other stuff as well. That's another venture of mine, because it's so important to have people, especially for me as a career coach. I didn't see any Black women or males as career coaches in my career trajectory. I've never seen it. And again, it's something that we all are, connected to in one way or another. So why are we getting all of our information from folks that don't look like us? And again, it's not about looking like me. It's about having the shared experiences as me, as a person of color, as a woman of color in the US.
So I know I can't go to my other counterparts and be like, hey, they discriminating against me. They're not going to.
How do I navigate, the inappropriate jokes at the water cooler about my race? Or, I feel like, I keep, applying for this promotion. I'm getting looked over, but Stu and Sally and Dave, they just going through without a problem because that's the boss's cousin or son. You have to be aware of these systematic barriers and challenges. One, again, it's about knowing your worth and knowing your value, because we're up against a lot. I ain't gonna lie. We up against a lot, especially in corporate spaces. So being able to know what that is, call it out, and feel comfortable and confident calling it out, and also being able to articulate, what do I personally bring to the table, is just so important. And we really need to, as Black and brown communities, and even as women too, specifically Black women, Black and brown women, feel more comfortable and confident, really showing up in spaces as our full selves.
Yeah.
And everything that the Black magic brings, and feeling okay in articulating that in workspaces and personal spaces.
Well, we're going to go ahead and jump into the comments real quick. So, is there an age limit you prefer working with? So
Excuse me.
Age limit?
No, actually, I love working with people from all walks of life. I've worked with people who are, in high school or fresh out of high school, looking for their first job, to people who are on the executive level and looking to, move up the corporate ladder. So age is really just a number. It really just boils down to, are you ready to take that next step in your career journey? And do you have, the hunger, the grit to do what you need to do? Like I said, when you even said it, resumes are not fun. Spending time on your resume is not, no one in the world, and even as a career coach and a professional resume writer, nobody just loves sitting around doing resumes. I love a good resume and I love the output, but it's a lot, LinkedIn, interview prep, mock interview, recording yourself, and when you speak, being able to practice your pitch over and over and over, right? You really have to be in the mindset to really want to do that. Yeah. So that's really what I look for. I don't care if you're 18 or 108, as long as you're ready and you feel like you're in a space to really take it seriously, then I'll take it from there.
So then let me ask you this, because I know that you work with people who are trying to get into the corporate American world. But as you know, myself, I'm a business owner. And we do, we have our business owners out here. So with what you're creating, is there going to be something catered to the people who are our entrepreneurs?
Yeah, so my business is really in its totality a consulting firm. So I'm working with employers, I'm working with small business owners as well to help them really connect talent. So think about it as kind of like it's not necessarily a staffing arm, but really being able to talk with small business owners and corporate entities and being able to connect them with the diverse talent that I'm helping to train. With that being said, I do work with a lot of small business owners who are, looking to, take that next step in their business outside of just hiring diverse talent or retaining diverse talent. They want to, whatever it may look like. They want to increase their sales, or they want to be able to leverage LinkedIn professionally. They want to be able to, pitch their business for pitch competition in terms of, for funding rounds and seed rounds and things like that. So I've helped people, again, it just boils down to what is the value, right? What value do you bring, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're someone, who's in the job search in the corporate space, what value do you bring? How can you easily articulate that? And again, share your story, share your expertise with whoever you want to share it with, whoever your target market is.
Right. Okay, so let's see, because we're gonna jump right back in here. So I'm trying to go through. We had people who were chit-chatting through the comments, so I'm trying to
I love it.
Look, I love it. Okay.
Yeah, and if anyone has questions, please put them in there. I'm happy to answer any questions, specific questions.
The raffle for the German chocolate.
Ooh.
We will talk on the German chocolate. We'll talk about the raffle after this interview, you guys. Let's see. Amen. Look, I got an amen because y'all know I be telling the truth. And amen. Glory to God. Yes. Let's see. We have. Let's see. Okay, I skipped one. That's right. Help each other. Yes, we must help each other. And then let's see. Lori. We have 1 second. Oh, yes, we are doing that as well. Yes, I mean honestly, you guys, in all honesty, I think it is very important that we must help each other. We can't be to the point where we're not willing to sit and say, hey, you need help. I know some people who won't ask for help just because they're afraid of the backlash. Oh, now you want my help, or they're having to worry about you throwing something up in their face. We have to get to a point where we stop doing that, because in all honesty, all this ties back to imposter syndrome, and that's how I look at it. Learning this today, it made me say that, and it stems from us not willing to say, hey, I see you're trying, what can I do to help? The first thing people want to do is tap on a dollar amount to it. Heck, you send me a donation, I'm good with that, thank you. I'm going to make it work, because one thing I do know, that if I gave you that information, you're going to tell someone else. And eventually, one of these people you're going to be telling it to, they going to be a paying person. And they just going to say, hey, I want to pay you. And so we got to get to a point where we stop this. So then that way, this whole imposter syndrome can go away in our community. And we can actually start to build each other and push for something greater than what we have today.
Yeah.
So let's see. So when you create a resume, do you help the person with that, with what to put on the resume?
Yeah, so there's two ways that I interact with my clients. So one is the career coaching, where I can basically do it for you. And like I said, it's the more expensive option. But with that being said, I can go over and actually, I'll create a complete resume for you, your LinkedIn, just depending on what you need. I help with mock interviews and things of that such. What I'm really looking to do to bring career coaching closer to my community is the e-courses. So right now I'm rolling out, or I'm going to be launching, the next couple of weeks, e-courses, where it basically is a online course that you can take on your own time that is under $100, and you can actually learn about what to put on a resume, how to align your resume with the industry, how to align your resume with specific jobs, how to have your resume stand out. There's so many things that people don't know about with resume writing, like applicant tracking systems. There's a complete software that employers use to weed out our resumes that most of us don't even know about.
Right.
So it's things like that that these courses will help you really just learn about, so that you can do it on your own. But yeah, I can help you. And like I said, I don't even know. I'll be, this is probably the worst thing to say, but I'm gonna be honest and transparent. I hardly ever charge my full prices for us in the community. Like,
exactly. It's not,
call it the skin discount.
Exactly. Listen, I actually know people who will state, like, I know someone who will ask, like, if I'm referring someone, they'll ask, are they white? They'll ask. And when I tell them, they'll be like, okay, because of this, they get the discount. You know what I'm saying? And let me say this, it ain't nothing wrong with that at all. That means I'm trying to help you grow.
And that's really what I'm about.
If I give you a discount, please, as my brother and sister in Christ, don't ask me for nothing less than what I just quoted you.
Yeah. Say that now. Say that now. That's facts. That's facts. And again, and it's not even that people in my community are people, like, it's not like you can't afford it. That's not what I'm saying. It's just off the strength of understanding that we are, again, I said it 1,000 times in this meeting, I'll say it again, there's this systematic reasons why Black and brown communities are struggling to thrive, period, especially when it comes to these livable, thrivable wages, right? I specialize in tech jobs, right? So jobs that are, as soon as you get the job, you're making 80 to 100K off top, right? These jobs that not only will change your life, but your family's lives, your family, you know what I'm saying? So off the strength of just wanting to see us win and succeed, like, tell me what you got going on. Yeah. We'll figure something out. And again, it's not whether you can afford it or not. It's, is this something that can I help you with accessing this? Right. Period. It's all about access. So,
and you want to know something? The thing about that is, so like you said, it's not that we don't have the money. I want to touch on that. It's priorities. And I think, or I feel as though when people tend to say, oh, that's too much. I have a problem with a person that says that's too much, and in their house, they got brand new kicks, them bundles in their head cost a good $2,000. They got the new Jordans or the new PlayStation or the new Xbox. It is your priority.
Yeah.
And how you
and people don't see the priority in what I do. Sometimes, like career coaching or paying someone, like, you'd be surprised. I've done so many free webinars, workshops with nonprofits, people from, and I even hate saying this, but low income, overlooked communities, people who are even young folks who don't have any experience yet under their belt for work. And you'd be surprised at how many people were like, oh, I'll just like get a resume offline. Like, I don't see why it's important to pay someone for a resume. Right. And it's like things, like I said, applicant tracking systems. It's things like making sure you're aligned with your industry. It's things like, how do you articulate your value? Anyone could copy and paste a job description on a resume, which is what most of us do. Let's be honest. Right. We copy and paste our last job description and we put it in there. But that doesn't tell an employer anything. Right. And if you're in a small business or you're an entrepreneur, if you're pitching your business, you need to be able to articulate what is the value that you bring quickly. So, you know, it's important to have some type of business coach, career coach, life coach, especially in the Black and Brown communities, where these things aren't just, you know, norm. You know, in other communities, it's norm. Everybody got a career coach. They got headhunters. They're paying people, you know, for $300 to $500 resumes, and they're getting the jobs. Yeah. Right. And then we're left behind, like, okay, I'm just copying and pasting my job description.
Exactly. And then you're not even
offline.
Like, the people whose resume I've done before, and I would say this, I did it back in the day. I don't think I'll ever do it again because it was a headache. Because I did get a chance to see that people copying and pasting. And what some people don't understand is it's keywords. Shout out to Generation, aka shout out to Generations for this, and also my mentor Lou. But my mentor Lou was the one to let me know, like, when you're doing your resume, it's good to have keywords. So provide it.
It's necessary.
Yeah, like these are words to use. I actually have a whole list. When I can find it, child, I'll take a picture and actually post it on my social media so that y'all know these words to use. But providing, assist, what is it? Determined, you know, arrange.
Yeah, create it, and really, it's called action words. They're called resume action words, and there's so many that you can use as opposed to saying, again, you know, I was a cashier and I, you know, rang in orders, right? You can say you prioritize customer's experience. You can say that you manage the customer experience. You can say that you were, you know, you trained over 15 staff, whatever, right? But it's being able to, again, to articulate not just what you did on the job, but how you did it. How did you get it done? What was the result? They don't care what you did, right? They know as a cashier at Chick-fil-A that you rang people in. What did you do that was above and beyond? How did you articulate your value in your role so that you can overachieve, right? That's what they want to know. So those are the things that we talk about. And again, with these courses, I'm looking to be able to share with the masses, you know, in a sense where, you know, it's not me having to do these one-on-ones, and that takes a lot of time. And like I said, it's more expensive. So being able to put this info out there so that folks can access it, you know, easily.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see, because we are going to be wrapping it up. Let's see, we're going to jump right back in. Let's see what people are saying. So we got this. Let's see. Right. Let's see. Exactly. So people are agreeing with what you're saying. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you for your response, Ms. Lambert. Of course. Lori Harrison says, thank you, ladies. I'll be in contact with you both. Hey, we both can't wait.
All right, Lori.
We'll definitely be looking for it. Yes. And write and prioritize. Well, Miss Brittany, I thank you for being on the Killer J TV show.
I thank you for having me.
I've looked. We've thugged it out this long. I've been trying to it all up.
Literally, I'm over here like, oh, I can't wait because I need to blow my nose so bad. I'm just trying to hold it together.
I think it was, you know, it was hot here, and then we got the rain, and then it got hot again. Yeah. And then today we've had the rain. So it's a lot of it. Yesterday we had rain too, but it was hot during the day. So it's like all of this has, and then of course, you know, guys, when it rains, you get pollen. Yeah. I just want people to remember that COVID ain't the only thing that makes us sick anymore. Okay. True. Let's just keep on remembering, people, that, you know, we got our seasonal allergies. flu still out here roaming around saying what's up to everybody. COVID didn't do nothing but join her brother and sisters now. So they welcome her in with all the damage she did, and now she a part of the rest of the crew. But as for me, this is all allergies. As for her, this is all allergies.
Yeah.
Y'all just send a prayer up and ask God to please remove the rain from Texas.
At least the pollen. Just take the pollen or something. I don't know what it is.
Take it out. Just make it clean. Make it clean, Jesus. Make it clean. Jesus. But you guys, well, thank you once again, Ms. Brittany. Before I let you go, please tell everybody how they can find you, how they can be a part of TDBL, and just, let them know how they can, even if they're a business owner and looking to, work with you, what are the steps that they need to take?
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you again so much. This was so great. I enjoy always your energy. I enjoyed the candid and the transparent conversation, keeping it real. For me, the Double Bottom Line is the best way you can contact me. On the Double Bottom Line on Instagram, the Double Bottom Line on Facebook, and TDBLBIZ is my website where I'm launching the e-courses. You can go there to register to get on the waiting list. If you want to connect with me more urgently, the Double Bottom Line at gmail.com. Listen, that's all you got to do. Type in Double Bottom Line, you're going to find me. And I also do free consultations. So if you're like, I'm not sure what I need, I don't know if this is what I need, I don't know what the direction is, that's usually prime time that you need to talk to me. If you're just like, I don't even know if I need you or not. And we can talk about it. We can chop it up. I'll listen a little bit about your experience and your story, and just, come up with a plan that works for you. So again, thank you so much. This was so awesome. I'm just so grateful to be on your show.
Oh, thank you. Well, the information of all this, you guys, will be in the description below. Once again, thank you so much for coming on. You guys, before we end this, I do want to answer some of the questions that were catered to me. So about the raffle, you guys, what I do want to let you know is when it will be announced on June 19th. If you guys are interested in getting a cake, joining the raffle, it is $5. You can definitely cash out, PayPal, or Zelle. The information is right here. So y'all can cash out, PayPal, or Zelle. Zelle is 682-333-8379, which is the business line. So you guys, if y'all are interested, definitely send your money over. Make sure when y'all are putting in for your raffle, you include your name and your phone number, please, because I don't know who half of y'all are if y'all don't. And y'all, without further ado, I think we just closed out another episode of Kelly J TV. Can we get our whoop 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 whoop? But y'all, without further ado, thank y'all once again. Shout out to my special guest, Brittany Lambert. I greatly appreciate you coming through. If you're catching this on the replay, thank you for tuning in. And you guys, without further ado, we've wrapped up another episode. And you guys, stay tuned. On Thursday, we have a special guest, Taylor, coming in for our business owners. So if you're a business owner, you want to be tuned in on Thursday, because I got some information coming through for you guys. And I think it's going to be something you guys are going to want to see, want to hear. And I'm looking forward to having this young man on my platform come Thursday. So you guys, until Thursday at 7 p.m., your girl Kelly J loves you. And we're out. Peace.